After selling more than 275,000 X1s, Bavarian car maker BMW has given its compact SUV a facelift. BMW has put a lot of effort into expanding the range of engines. Now there are 3 gasoline and 5 diesel-powered engines to choose from. We tested the biggest diesel, the 160 kilowatt xDrive 25D. Max Rathmann of BMW explains that the new version basically has more paint, giving it a higher quality look. The new air intakes in 3 sections are elegantly trimmed, and the headlights have been redesigned with fog lamp surrounds and rings around the LED daytime running lights. Overall, it gives a more upscale impression. The new details give the front a more filigree appearance, so the new X1 doesn't seem as chunky as before. The doors give more of a 3D impression. They're accentuated by sills with chrome trim. The turn signals in the side mirrors are also new. Wolfgang Küppers of BMW points out that the side is no longer broken up by the turn signals, and that makes the car look sleeker and more elegant. The signals have been moved to the side mirrors, where they're far more visible, both from the front and the side. The indicator tells both the driver and the passenger when they're on. The taillights give the X1 a sporty touch. The trunk volume ranges from 420 to 1,350 liters with the rear seat down. Even so, it's still not as much as its competitor, the VW Tiguan, has to offer. In the X1's interior, the console's angled to the driver, and the satellite navigation system is hooked up to a dial switch. The screen has acquired chrome accents. The buyer can choose the style of decorative seams for the well-crafted seats. The rear seats offer plenty of room. The back of the 3-part rear seats can be quickly and easily adjusted a few centimeters forward and backward. The X1 xDrive 25D accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.8 seconds and consumes 5.5 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. The 160 kilowatt 4-cylinder engine has a 2-step turbocharger and an 8-gear automatic transmission. Car tester Jörg Schluckermann says one might well ask if we really need 8 gears, where 3 used to do the job. That sounds like a big American car. But it's quite sophisticated and surprisingly smooth, and it saves fuel. So he thinks this transmission is justified, even in a smaller car. The drivetrain is BMW's typical rear wheel or all-wheel drive, known here as the xDrive, depending on the model. For 3 of the available engines, the driver can choose between the 2. How does car tester Jörg Schluckermann rate the facelift? He thinks it was worth the effort, even if it's not immediately visible. It takes a closer look to spot. But when it comes to the technical improvements, it's apparent that BMW put a lot of work into the makeover, improving the quality of the interior and materials, points that had been criticized on its predecessor. The new X1 will be targeting the U.S. market for the first time. The largest gasoline-powered model, the 306 kilowatt xDrive 35i, is already on U.S. roads. But German drivers will have to wait for this model until sometime next year. After unveiling the new 5-door version of its 1 Series, BMW is now introducing a 3-door one. The most powerful version is the M135i, which comes with a 235 kilowatt straight-six gasoline engine. But BMW hasn't neglected those looking for greater fuel efficiency and fewer emissions. The 116D Efficient Dynamics Edition emits just 99 grams of CO2 per kilometer driven. Lancia is presenting its newest convertible, the Flavia, based on the Chrysler 200 convertible. The new model is a genuine 4-seater and at almost 5 meters long is one of the biggest open-top models of its kind. Only luxury cars like the BMW 6 Series, Bentleys, or Rolls-Royces are longer, and the Flavia has a much lower price tag, just under 40,000 euros in Germany. Our test driver Matas Kurat says summertime's vacation time, and there's many ways to get to your holiday destination, by bus, train, or plane. Like here from Cologne-Bonn Airport. Or for a beach holiday a few hundred kilometers away, you can take a station wagon, like the new Chevrolet Cruze. Since its introduction in 2009, some 1.3 million Cruzes have been sold worldwide, making it Chevrolet's most successful model range ever. Now the car maker has created a station wagon version. It boasts more space, and this increased roominess is designed to attract a new group of buyers. Matas tested the version powered by a 1.7-liter diesel engine. He says that when taking curves, you notice that the car really hugs the road and provides good feedback. The steering wheel isn't overly responsive, but it's not spongy either, Matas notes. Putting the pedal to the metal on the Autobahn, the car makes a good impression.
Gas geben. Ja, doch, das macht einen guten Eindruck.
Chevrolet Stefan Raschig says they're introducing 2 new engines, a 1.4-liter gas turbo and a 1.7-liter turbo diesel, both with start-stop systems. Matas says a start-stop system's nice to have. You can switch it off when it's not needed, for instance, when you're in a traffic jam or in fast-moving traffic. But it saves on gas, so he turns it back on. The station wagon's exterior reinforces the Cruze's sporty design. The interior is just as sporty. The blue accents on the speedometer and the shiny trim on the center console complete the look. At first glance, the interior appears to be well made, but not everything that glitters is gold. Matas says that Chevrolet has improved a bit when it comes to their interiors. He feels that having material like this up here is a nice idea, but while it looks soft, it's not. He says it's just glued on and feels more like sandpaper. It may look nice, but it can't match the feel delivered by German cars.
Sieht zwar schön aus, aber die Haptik ist noch nicht so auf dem Niveau eines deutschen Autos.
Though it's not immediately apparent, Chevrolet skimped a bit on the details. Matas says that it wouldn't have taken much to improve this seam here at the front.
Das hätte man bestimmt mit wenig Aufwand schöner machen können.
But on the outside, the Cruze more than makes up for what it lacks inside. The muscular front, with its big air intakes and headlights, gives the car a robust appearance. The steel rims and 10-spoke design hubcaps aren't very attractive, but serve their purpose. The shape and design of the Cruze's sides and back end are reminiscent of the VW Golf. Optional parking aids include a rear backup camera located over the license plate and additional parking sensors. But our tester says, of course, the most important thing about the Cruze station wagon is the trunk. With the rear seat bench up, it offers 500 liters of cargo space. With the seats down, it can hold 1,500 liters. That's more than enough room for his 3 pieces of luggage.
Fast 1,500 Liter Gepäck. Für die 3 Teile hier sollte also ausreichend Platz sein.
Though the details could be better, the Cruze's dashboard looks functional and modern. Like the onboard computer, the round instruments are illuminated by bright blue lights. The front seats offer plenty of lateral support, and the ample space here and in the rear seats make it a joy to cruise around in the Cruze. Our test model with the 96 kilowatt diesel engine has a starting price of just over 23,000 euros in Germany, while the 91 kilowatt gas-powered version can be had for 16,000 euros. Mata says that in spite of the poor quality materials used in the interior, the Chevrolet Cruze is well worth considering if you're looking to buy a compact station wagon. Wiesmann. The name stands for top-notch auto manufacturing. Wiesmann drivers stand out from the crowd. The GT MF5 is a real high-powered baby, a Porsche hunter with BMW M-Power, the Gecko. The Wiesmann company logo is probably the fastest thing ever seen on the road. The company was founded in Dülmen in Westphalia in 1988 by the brothers Martin and Friedhelm Wiesmann. They originally manufactured custom hardtops for convertibles. They soon moved on to bigger things. Since 1993, the company has been making its own roadster. The abbreviation MF stands for the brothers' first names, Martin and Friedhelm. Friedhelm Wiesmann, the CEO of the company, says the carmaker's core values include individuality, building custom-made cars for individual customers. The auto manufacturer prides itself on being highly exclusive. Compared to big industry, it manufactures a minimal number of units for individual customers. The cars have a certain performance. Wiesmann says he puts a big premium on a light body coupled with high-performing engines. That results in a certain driving dynamic that's a trademark of the cars. So far, over 1,500 handmade cars have left the Wiesmann factory. The philosophy behind the sporty cars and vintage look is the combination of timeless design and cutting-edge technology. The GT MF5 looks really classy, even in trendy white. The 408 kilowatt strong BMW M5 engine unleashes its full power in the Wiesmann, weighing 1,470 kilograms. In just 3.9 seconds, it can rev up from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour and go up to 311 kilometers. The parameters make the GT MF5 a top player in the sports car league. The exterior is dominated by the seemingly endless sweeping bonnet. Though the MF3 has a timeless design, the MF5 in comparison looks a bit ill-conceived. The bulky wing eclipses the whimsically designed rear of the sporty roadster, which measures 4 meters 22 in length. LED rear lights integrated into the side panel are part of the standard features. The MF5 has a price tag of 190,000 euros. The interiors are made of the finest leather, the gear shift and other instruments of massive metal. The handmade gauges can be individually embellished in all Wiesmann models. The MF5 is Wiesmann's most promising model. Friedhelm Wiesmann says the company combines classic, nostalgic design with sophisticated technology. It's just not profitable for big car companies to do the same. Wiesmann wants to hold on to the car maker's core values. That includes the highly popular Handmade in Germany label. So will the handmade sports machine continue to be in demand? Nobody knows. One thing is sure, though. Driving a Wiesmann is a sign of absolute individualism. Though Wiesmann doesn't produce large numbers of cars like Porsche or Mercedes, it does manage to equip its models with features such as airbags and steering wheel shifters. That ensures the fastest geckos of the world are technically up to speed too. Laced with dusty roads and wild trails, Romania's Carpathian Mountains are a dirt biker's dream. This is the 9th annual Romaniacs off-road motorcycle race, one of the toughest on Earth. Professional and amateur riders from around the world will be taking on more than 600 kilometers of rugged natural terrain over 5 days. Before the start, the riders take part in the now legendary prologue stage of Sibiu's main street. It takes them over extreme artificial obstacles that give them a taste of what's in store up in the mountains, and give the spectators a chance to watch close up. In the prologue, the contestants vie for their starting positions in the rally's first stage. One of the favorites among the professional riders is Andreas Lettenbichler of Germany. The year before, he placed third after several wipeouts. This year, he intends to do better. In the prologue, he secures the third starting position. So far, Lettenbichler is satisfied, even though he got off to a bad start. He was soon running neck and neck with three-time winner Graham Jarvis of Britain. They both took the concrete hurdles and both got stuck. They fought a hard duel right up to the last obstacle, but Lettenbichler made it over and held on to third place. He says it was super cool. The next morning at sunup, the riders take their machines into the mountains and on an adventure. The first day was friendly enough. The stretches went quickly, and the weather cooperated. Rain would have made things a lot more difficult. But dry, it's just the right balance of fun and challenge. The riders use GPS to stay on the official track. They have to pass taped markings along the way. Driving up a mountain creek bed is a special challenge. A few obstacles are easier to deal with as a team, but even then it's slow going. Again and again, the riders have to get off their bikes and push. Some put in an unscheduled rest stop, while others keep their seats through even the toughest spots and over raging torrents. The riders must conserve their energy so they can make it up the last steep incline at the end of the last day. Graham Jarvis comes out ahead and wins for the second year in a row.
It's an incredible feeling. I'm a bit too tired to appreciate, I think, but just glad to get up that hill there. It was a bit gnarly, but yeah, I've had a few crashes today, but just an incredible feeling to come here and win again.
One after the other, the rest crossed the finish line. Among them, a disappointed Chris Birch of New Zealand, winner the year before last. This was his 5th rally, but the first in which he didn't make it onto the podium. A foot injury cost him precious time.
I had a really good day. I was with Graham for most of the morning, and then I just got one hill completely wrong. And yeah, I lost probably about 10 minutes and a lot of energy just groveling and pushing and lifting. Yeah, it's a shame. I think I might have missed out on the podium for the first time in my life.
Right next to Jarvis, Andreas Lettenbichler of Germany crossed the finish line in 2nd place. Many will be here next year to try again.